IPSY's February Glam Bag theme is about defining what sexy means to you. And for me, there's nothing sexier than confidence. I personally feel more confident when I get to express my art through makeup and when I'm being bold, but for some, not wearing any makeup is where it's at. So today, we'll do both. Even though I'm using a cushion foundation, I'm applying it with a brush because I feel like I have more control over the application, especially under the eye area. Oops, this concealer's a little too light for me, but that's okay. It really does a great job with covering my under eye circles, and it's easy enough to fix the color difference later. You'll see what I mean. I also added it on the high points of my face for a matte highlight. Next, with a concealer that matches my skin tone, I went over my blemishes and under my eyes as well. For the blemishes, I like to pat it in with my finger. That way I can move the product around and kind of control the amount of product that's going on a certain area. The heat of the finger also helps to blend it out really smoothly. I used a brush under my eyes just so I could cover a bigger area than with my fingers. Next, to help balance the color out even more, I'm going in with a powder that's my exact skin tone. Also, I hadn't realized until editing this video that I actually beat my face when I apply powder. Seriously, listen to this. Anyway, I really like to pack this on for extra coverage. I actually love this powder, and when you combine it with a setting spray, it doesn't look cakey at all and makes your skin look like skin. Then, using my absolute favorite product to fill in my brows, I went in and drew pretty defined and sharp brows. Even though this is a black eyeshadow, you can do it less intensely than I did for a more natural effect. But look at the difference! Now I'm going in with the lightest purple as my transition shade, and I'm just kind of applying it into my crease, really defining the inner corner close to my brows and really extending out that outer corner. Then I'm intensifying it with the darker, I don't know if that's a purple, it's kind of grayish, but I'm just using that to intensify everything. Then I'm adding a black eyeshadow base on my lid for some drama. I'm also adding it to my inner corner, which I've never done before. Then I'm packing on that darker purple gray color on with my finger and blending it out with a fluffy brush. I put the black base in my inner corner so that it would bring out this beautiful silver pigment. It kind of reminds me of the Fenty Trophy Wife, but a silver version of it because it has those teeny tiny little glitter sparkle things. Great way to describe it, I know. Next, I'm defining everything even more and just adding a bit more purple to this because it's feeling a little muted right now. So I'm just going in with a metallic dark purple and always really extending that outer corner. You guys know I like extended outer corners. Then I'm using a clean fluffy brush to just really blend out the edges and make the gradient look seamless. Next, I'm doing something that I don't do often either, which is lining my waterline with black. Be sure to also apply it directly under the bottom lash line, like really get into those lashes. I also used it to line my top lash. I didn't want to go with a liquid liner for this look, but I did want to line my top lash. But I made sure to smoke out the liner using a pencil brush. And just a quick tip, if you want to clean up your eyeshadow a little, you can go in with your foundation brush with no extra product, just what's left on it. Then back with the black eyeshadow, I'm just intensifying my lash lines. Now to start my contour, I use this contouring palette, but I thought it was a little too warm for this look, a little too orangey. So I just used a little bit of it and spreading it to my cheeks so it kind of worked as a blusher, and a little bit on my chin just to give me some warmth. Then to further deepen the contour, I went in with a cooler shade. You'll see I kind of contoured where my eyeshadow ends and my temples begin. That just kind of helps to blend everything together. I also contoured my nose to make it appear a little bit straighter and a little more defined. Okay, now damn, for this highlighter, just watch. I was not prepared for that intensity. Like, I barely touched the product with my brush, and it's a super blinding highlight, and I wasn't going for that at all. I just wanted a nice natural highlight, but that was not happening, so I just embraced it. So I actually really loved this highlighter because it gives more of a wet look than a sparkly look, if that makes sense. Now, I wanted to give this look a little bit more of an edge, so I just drew a cute little heart, but I made it look kind of sketched out. Rather than it having perfect lines, I drew the heart and then I drew a bunch of other lines kind of around it to make it look kind of sketched. This eye look would have paired really nicely with a nude lip, and I know that, but I kind of dig the whole go big or go home thing. I chose this dark blue because it's an unconventional color, but it's still somewhat discreet. This is much more wearable than a light blue, for example. Also, I feel pretty confident when I overline my lips. That's just how I like to do my lipstick. And I always go in with a small lip brush to get really precise and really crisp lines. But since I overline them a lot, I always like to go in with a darker color around the edges, and in this case, I'm using a pure black. This just helps to give the illusion of bigger lips when you overline your lips. Next, I went in with a color that says it's matte, but it wasn't really. It doesn't dry down, just felt like a gloss, kind of. Then I went in with one of my all-time favorite mascaras. Seriously, don't sleep on this one, guys. This one is bomb. And my all-time favorite lashes. You can see they're used and the packaging is kind of dirty and gross, so please ignore that. But look how pretty. And I know I said I didn't want a liquid liner for this look, but I always used a little bit on my inner corners to help blend the fake lashes with my natural ones. Whenever I do dark lips, I always do this trick to make them look more crisp and defined. I take some concealer on a little teeny tiny brush and go around it, cleaning up the edges. Be sure to use concealer that matches your skin tone and be sure to blend it out really well. Compare both corners and look at the difference that makes. I also like to buff it out with my foundation brush to make sure it's really blended out. And if we're going bold, we couldn't leave out some glitter. It's also really easy to apply using a liquid glitter glue. You just dip your brush into the glue, then dip your brush into the glitter, and pat it on, and that's it. This glitter is really unique because it's purple, but it has a green shift to it, so it just adds another touch of color to the look. And now, let me just go slip into something a little more comfortable. Wait. What do you think I was talking about? Okay, all kidding aside, remember what I said about feeling confident with no makeup on? Step 1, take off your wig. This feels so good, it's such a relief. Step 2, off with those eyelashes. But be careful not to pull out your own, please. Next, I always like to remove my glitter and my lipstick using a makeup wipe. That just avoids smearing it all over my face when I go to remove the rest of my makeup with a balm. I try to remove all the glitter in this step, using a Q-tip if I have to. Then since I'm already here, I usually take off the excess makeup with a wipe too. This is my all-time favorite makeup remover balm, and it comes with this little mitt. This helps to break down all the makeup. But you can use anything that's oil-based, even straight up oil, like olive oil is my favorite, or coconut oil too. The only difference is that this balm comes off with water, and oil has to be washed off with soap. So this is a little easier to use. Next, to really clean out my pores, I go in with my trusty Clarisonic, which you guys know I love. I can't live without this. My pores get super clogged up if I don't use this after removing makeup. Then I rinse that off and use some makeup remover to remove the remainder of my eye makeup because you can't use the Clarisonic on your eyes. And since we're getting clean, I'm gonna go take a shower and use this body scrub that has actual meteor powder in it. I'm not kidding. Now that I'm squeaky clean, I'm going to do a face mask, cause why not? Treat yourself. And don't be afraid to multi-mask. Eye masks feel super refreshing, especially after a long day of wearing a ton of makeup. Oh, I also like to use the liquid that's inside these mask packs on any other part of my body, usually my neck, and if there's enough, I use it on my arms as well. Once I've washed the masks off, I go in with some toner and I like to pat it into my skin. And you'll see that I'm doing these upward motions with all my skincare. Next, I'm going in with some vitamin C serum and applying it on my wrinkle concern areas. And you'll see for the rest of my skincare routine, I always apply everything in an upwards motion. And I like to really give myself a facial massage. This is one of the best tips for anti-aging and wrinkle prevention. Also, shout out to my mom who taught me this. And she has the best skin in the world, I swear to God. After the serum, I go in with a nighttime moisturizer. So something that's heavy duty, but also lightweight so that I don't break out. And be sure to also apply it on your neck and always upwards. There's a bunch of videos on facial massage techniques, so if you're interested in that, then maybe check it out. Then I'm going in with two specific products for the eye and lip area. Both have metal applicators, so you massage the product on using the applicator itself. And it's really nice because it's cooling and it's smooth, so it makes application really easy. Now this lip product is my all-time favorite because it's not really a chapstick, it's more like a lip moisturizer, and you're meant to use it on and around your lips. So it really helps prevent wrinkles around your lips, and it doesn't have the tackiness that lip balm has, which I hate when I'm going to bed. After that, just tap in the excess product around your eyes and give it a little massage. And this is an optional step to top it all off. This is a sleeping mask, and it's basically a concentrated version of what sheet masks are. So it's basically the liquid that's on the sheet mask, but in a gel form. And that just helps to seal everything in, and then you wake up with super baby soft skin. It's pretty great. And that's it. I hope you like this get ready and unready with me. And whether you prefer a full face of makeup or bare skin, don't let anyone tell you you're wrong. Just rock what makes you feel good. Thanks so much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe. Thanks, and I'll see you next time. Bye.